Hello, dear. How are you?
I'm good, and
Hello.
yourself?
Yeah,
Hello.
yes. It's glad to hear your voice.
Same here.
Okay, and I also happy that you managed to solve all the exercises.
Yes.
Was it easy?
Yeah, some of them were, some of them took a bit of thinking.
Okay. Let me just clarify one point before we continue here. So I promise you that I will share with you something about ASCII code. So let me try to explain that here. So, okay. So the short for ASCII, I think you can see my screen, right? Let me
Mm-hmm.
put here. So the ASCII is actually the American Standard Code for Information in Interchange. And this is a character set. I will show you how the character set looks like. And we are using 7-bit set of codes. And based on that, we are able to represent or have 128 different characters inside the ASCII code table. So 2 to the power of 7, give me how much, please? Are you able to use your calculator and tell me?
Yeah, let me just get my calculator. 128.
Okay, so based on the bits, number of bits we are using, that will decide how many characters we are able to represent. So
Good.
what is the meaning 7-bit? It means that every single character inside this ASCII code table is represented with 7 bits. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
okay. The ASCII table consists of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, digits, punctuation marks, special characters, and even control characters. Of course,
Yeah.
the ASCII code was the first thing that come out, and it's only representing English only. So let me go straight to here. So this is how the ASCII table looks like. The point here that for every in this is a specific example, we only see hexa numbers that correspond to every character. So let us have a look at the popular things. So if we look here, let me maybe grab this the side. Yeah, put it on top. So if you look here, this is our A. Can you see that? So
Yeah.
this is, yeah, this have a representation in hex. And which means also it can be represented in binary, and also it means that it have a representation in denary. Do you know what's the difference between binary and denary and hex?
Yeah.
Sure, clear.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we can see, for the A, there is a representation, and then when we go to the B, we also see that it is also represented with 42. And if you go towards the end here, if I'm not mistaken, here this is the Z. So it's also represented with another hex. So from A to Z, capital letters, we have it represented here. If we look at the from here, you look at here. So this is the small letters. From A to Z also is represented here. Okay. So
Yeah.
that also have examples and usage in programming. So we are able to convert between characters as a character. So we are able to say this character, what integer it represents, or what is the A integer representation. So we are able to do that. So this is basically of a char data type, but we are able to convert it to integer. Yes, we are able to see that. So we will take some examples that is showing us how we do that. But in general, this is ASCII table. So why do we need an ASCII table? Do you have any idea?
No, please explain.
So as we said, computer does not understand English. It does not understand even that there is characters that is called or alphabet like ABC and so on. It doesn't
Mm.
understand that. The only word that the computer know is ones and zeros.
Yeah.
So at the end, this we are able to put it as ones and zeros like that.
Oh.
So it means that if the user write A or write ABC, for example, or write even your name, so
Yeah.
how can we store that inside the computer memory? The ABC have no way to be represented inside the computer without the ASCII table. So every time we need to show something on the screen, we need to take this kind of representation from the memory, and we use the ASCII table to convert it to characters that the human can understand. And then
Oh,
if the user input something, like when you inputted strings or even integers, we need to save it. So even
yeah.
the numbers like that, even these digits like that from 1 to 9, it cannot, I mean, the computer have no understanding of numbers from 1 to 9. It only understand that this 9 have a representation in ones and zeros. So if it
Yeah.
want to show it to you on the screen, it cannot show you ones and zeros, because as a human, we will never understand what is that. But
Mm.
so, you know, this is our world. This is what we understand, and this is what the computer understand. So there must be always a translation, and the translation must be based on a table. So that is what we use the ASCII table for that. So this is the initial table that we have. But then, if you notice that there is many languages other than English. Here we're only able to represent language like English alphabet, either small or capital. What about other characters? We have also emoji and other things. How we are able to represent and store that inside the computer system? So that's
Yeah.
why they come up with, in short, something called Unicode. Okay, so
Mhm.
Unicode are able to represent several billions of characters. Why? Because they use different bits. So the initial ASCII table, it used only 7 bit, 7
Mhm.
bit for each character.
Yeah.
Now we're using 16 bit, 16 bit for each character. So it means that you can have billions of different characters are allowed. So which also means that you are able to represent non-English alphabets inside the Unicode. So the Unicode is also a table that is able to store characters in the computer. How is that? So we have a character representation. So let me share with you. So this is example of actually non-traditional characters. So this could be either chemicals or chemical representation, or even Latin representation for Latin characters that we are able to represent and store inside the computer memory. How we do that? Using the Unicode. So if you use the ASCII
Yeah.
code, you are not able to store these characters inside the computer. But using
Yeah.
this table, we are able. Is that clear so far?
Yes.
Okay, that's excellent and good. Now I will stop here, and then I move to make sure that one interesting concept is really clear and understood by you. So
Okay.
can I know if you rate your understanding of the ASCII table and the character set from 1 until 10? You understand above 5 or below 5?
I'd say probably below 5, but I feel like I have a good base that I can kind of build upon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, understood. No problem. So that is for me to work on simplifying maybe the explanation later. Okay.
Okay.
So you did some kind of I mean, this is part of the exercise, right?
Yeah, I
This is what
remember.
you write, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we wrote that, do you know what is this doing? What is this line doing?
Yes.
What is it doing?
Like it's allowing the user to enter a certain score.
Okay, that's good. So when we write this command, it show a window on the screen, and it show a message in the window, which is calling enter score.
Yeah.
And this will take an input from the user. So whatever the user write inside, we will get it and return it back here. So let me assume that you already entered 100 here. Okay,
Yeah.
so the score is 100. And then, so this will return to me 100. And then I use this 100 to store it inside this. So it means that I always assign whatever on the right-hand side to the thing that on the left-hand side of the equal. So
Yeah.
whatever comes out from here, I will store it here. Is that clear to you?
Yes.
But can you explain to me then why, even though the 100 is an integer, I am storing it inside a string?
Um, I uh maybe because like it can be converted later into an integer, but it it's I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know how to articulate it, but I understand like what's going on. So it's like it's a string because you need to kind of like put the value of the test score under the string which is test score 1.
Okay, I salute your approach and your, yeah, in sharing your understanding. But I would say the correct thing is everything that you write on the keyboard is a text, even if you write a number.
Yeah.
So whenever, I mean, this kind of way is actually how you're going to key in. You use a keyboard, right? So
Oh
everything
yes.
that comes out from the keyboard will be a string.
Oh,
So even though you write a number, it is treated as if it is a string.
yeah.
Because why? Because you take it as an input from the keyboard. So,
Yes.
okay, that's one thing. So if you try to save this in an integer, it will not accept, it will show you an error. So
Mhm.
whenever we use this kind of commands, okay, we will
Yes.
always store that in a string variable. So far, is it
Okay.
clear?
Yes.
Okay, so what if you entered A, B, C as an input and you store that in the string? It will work fine, excellent. But
Hmm.
if you try this command and you pass it here, ABC, that will be a big issue. Okay,
Yeah.
now can I know from you what this command is doing?
It's basically the command is basically converting the string into an integer.
Okay, that's good. But what did you ever try to pass um, non-number? I mean, this is a string, right? This is text. This is basically text.
Yeah.
Did you ever try to pass text as an input here and see what it produces?
Um, yeah, I think I did on the on my on the code that you sent me.
So did you pass ABC as a score?
Oh no. Should I try it?
Yes, please. Yes, I would appreciate that.
Okay. Mm. Um, should I run the code? Should I try
Yes,
run the
yes,
code?
yes, please. Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. Oh no, it still runs fine, perfectly fine.
When you pass ABC,
Yeah.
can you share with me?
Okay. Um, Do you see it?
Yep. Yes. So wait, let me see here. Go down. Can you raise this a bit up, please?
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to see here. So what is the output here? There is no output. So, okay, actually there is an error. If you look here, so yeah, okay. He is just, the problem with this IDE that, yeah, it's, yeah, doesn't, so you have to go this way to be able to, okay. So, and even the error code is, can you go up maybe a bit? Can you go up here? And I mean, just here, yeah? Okay, so he's telling me that number format exception. So, okay, yeah, he doesn't provide numbers in a proper way. So go up a bit more. Maybe we are able to find numbers. Okay, slowly, stop. Come here and move this. This is a bit, yeah.
Is that
So
fine?
so he said he is saying that there is exception, but just let me tell you, this is a very non-popular IDE. So even it's not very, it's showing there is an error, but it's supposed to be sharing to me exactly what is the number of the error. And but here this system does not really use numbers. So give me a second. I will copy that code into my compiler and show you what kind of message that will come to me.
Okay.
Give me a second. So I will say here, I'm taking your code. I'm opening my Java here. Let me see here. Okay. Let me share the code with you here, and then can you off sharing? I'm sharing something, then I will try to replicate that code because that is a code for a bit advanced class. I would say duplicate or so yeah, I am putting your code inside the main, except that this will actually, yeah. So what I put here, I would, so do you see my screen? Do you understand what I'm trying to do now?
Oh,
Is that
yes.
I'm trying to define, okay, I can put here a string test
That's one.
one, and I put like that, and I put test two also like that. So no, this is test, I put test two and test three. So this is for this and this, and then I would try to actually maybe system dot out print line number one. Let's try to see what this will produce to us. Okay, let me see where is the error. Give me a second. I would change that to OOP so it doesn't cause this issue. And yeah, let me try to run. So this is errors from previous codes that I was having because I moved it and I still keep some files here. So let me try to remove all this old code so that it doesn't conflict with the other one. I remove the movie, I remove this, I remove, okay. I think now we have almost clear thing. Let me see. Let me see. OOP does not like it. Never mind. I would say, I would say comment all. Okay, I think now it should run without errors here. Okay, so now, so it is going to show me an error. So it point out to me for input string ABC. So it's pointing that this ABC input. So there is an exception. Exception means that there is an error that is beyond Java ability to handle. So where is this error? It is on line 67. Okay, line 67, is it? No, line 12. So at line 12, we have an error. And he is saying here, where is it? Okay, integer dot parse integer. Okay, he is facing a problem. So he is not able to convert the ABC to something that that he can store inside a number, an integer variable, which is num1. So do you see the difference? So yeah, like I told you, yes, you are able to use the IDE that you are using at the moment, and because that is part of your school syllabus, right? But it is not so popular outside South Africa, to be frank. I mean, most of the time, students either from Germany or from all my other students, US or everybody, most of the time they use this Replit, okay, and they use other IDEs. So what I want to say that it is not bad at all. I'm not saying it's bad, but the point here that it is not clear in the error that is showing, and especially we need to know part of the process that a programmer need to pass through is the ability to read and digest and try to understand what is the error so that he's able to fix it. If you're not giving the line of the error, then you will never be able to fix the errors. How can you go through a big code and try to fix it without knowing where is the error exactly? So so again, the word exception means that it's an error that beyond the Java ability to handle. What did you understand from me so far?
So far it's that like the Java can't really like it's beyond the Java to kind of fix, you know what I mean? Like it's an unsolvable problem.
Okay, but do you understand why this problem occurs?
Yeah.
Why? In this case, why the problem here happened?
Because ABC can't really fit into like it can't really fit into the integer data type.
Okay, so if I put here 8, do you think it will work?
No, I don't think so.
So if I put 890 instead of ABC, you don't think it will work?
No.
Okay, let's run. What do you see being printed out? So
Nothing's being printed out so far.
what about this? 890, what is it?
Oh, I see.
So if you look here, I am actually can say so if I run again, so that will show you exactly. So this is being printed out exactly. So part of it is a text, which is printed exactly like I put it here. And the second part is a number. And what is the number that I'm showing here? It's 890. Where is that here in the code? It is the one that I converted from string to integer. So I converted this number from string here, and I store it in num1, and it accepted that from me. Why? Because, okay, so, okay, now let me explain again. Anything in between double quotation, it become a text. If
Yeah.
you want to do any arithmetic operation on text, it will not work. So, okay, now let me put it this way. Let me give you an example, a simple example. So have a look at this line. So if I did not perform the conversion, so I will put, let me put this print here. So I will put a print that does something for me. I will take test 2 plus test 3. So lereko, it is totally fine that you appear as a dumb in front of me, but it is not fine that you appear dumb in front of your colleagues and in your school. So don't be afraid to ask me. Don't be afraid to point out where you don't really understand. So okay, so yeah. Now let us try to run. So what is this line is doing actually, in your opinion?
It's basically it's gonna print out the string, the first test score, which is 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6. Basically, it's gonna show that as the output.
Okay, let's have a look how it looks like. It doesn't show that out here. Why is that? Let me try to run again. Something is not proper. Hopefully it is not a problem in the this does not show out. Let me try to put let me see. Concatenate strings. That's quite that's bad. Can I pass you the code and you run it on your computer?
Okay.
Okay, never mind. I think I can do it on my side. On your seems that certain this compiler also does not really behave well recently. Let me see.
If you're having a problem, you can just send it through the chat and then I'll try run it through my
Okay, no problem. I will do that, but I will try on your compiler here. I have it here, so I already open it. So I will copy exactly the code here. So I would say, I think this is the code that we are talking about. Can you see my screen? So this is the exact code that I copied from there. Let me try to run it. And yeah, I put that down. Let me try to run it here. I think if I press this, it will run. Okay, so you see what is being printed out here? Concat strings. So this concat strings, it is the text that I put here. This is the text, and this is exactly what is appearing here. So because this is the text and I put it in between double quotation, it appears as it is, no change. You see here the column, it appears also here. Okay, now let us have a look at this. So this is 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. But why they appear together? Isn't it that this is numbers that need to be added together? No, in fact, no, because this still in a string format. And I put them in a double quotation here. And when I use plus, the Java will check, is this an integer or a string? If he see that it is a string, he doesn't look, the variable data type is a string, so he will not look into more details here. He will just grab whatever here, and he add it to the side of this. So these two will be brought together as if they are one word, and they're going to be printed out. Why? Because I put here plus. The plus concatenate, bring two strings together. So what else I am able to concatenate? So I actually able to concatenate any two strings. So if I put here, instead of test2, if I come and put and then I put here double quotation. So if I put it like that, and then I try to run, now have a look what is going to be printed out. So, okay, now you see exactly the same, which means
Yeah.
that he understands that this is totally a string, and this is also another string, and then with the plus sign, he concatenates them, which means that he puts them together. I put here a space, and I put here another space. That's why here the space is like double spaces, you know?
Yeah.
So he put it exactly the same. Now, after if I do the same, okay, now I copy that, and then I put this here, and then I will say num2 plus num3. So what I'm doing here is I'm adding the content. Now I'm not going to deal with test2 and test3 anymore. I'm going to deal with num2 and num3. And
Yeah.
I would say, let's have a look here. But I would, until I'm able to explain to you why I'm putting the bracket, actually it is part of your syllabus. So in chapter 2, and then I will run first and see what this is going to produce to us, okay?
Okay.
So as you see, this exact text is being printed out, but you see a number here.
Yeah.
So this number, it is 579. Are you able to help me? Can you use your calculator and add 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6?
Okay.
Actually, it doesn't need a calculator. Actually, it doesn't need. So if you see here 3 and 6, give me 9. 2 and 7 give me 2 and 5 give me 7, and 1
Yeah.
and 5 give me 5, right? So when I add these two numbers, I deal with them as if they are arithmetic operation, and then that produces this 579. That is what you're seeing here. So what is the difference now between the print that I did here with the test2 and test3, and what I did here with num2 and num3? Why here he's adding these two numbers, but here he didn't? Any idea?
Um, in my understanding, it's because in the first one, it was kind of working out as a string. So it was working with text, like kind of treating it as a text and kind of adding two text, and it kind of made like a sentence type of structure. But then with the second one, it's kind of no longer working with test 2 and test 3, for example. It's now working with num1 and num3, which is integers and is treated like an integer, and then it will produce a number instead of
Excellent.
combining the two.
Excellent understanding. That is what I wanted to achieve. Okay, that's so in programming, we do not memorize the commands, because programming is flexible, and the amount of the possibility of having exercise that test our deep understanding is strong. So if we don't really understand why we are doing things, it will not work for us. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is actually a good understanding from you. Thanks a lot. Let me try to resume what we was trying to do. And I think, let me see. I think I already explained this. Let me confirm if you ever took this before or not. So typically with other students, I am actually using a different way to take an input from the user. I am using this. So I don't think that this is common with your IDE. Did you ever see this scanner before, or this kind of line
No,
before? Okay, never
no,
mind.
I've never seen it before.
So it means that it's not, you're not taking it in the syllabus. But anyhow, so okay, let me put it this way. If you forget about If I remove that and I would put so this price string contain the value 525. And then I take, okay, wait. No, that is not correct. I need to add maybe 0.5. So this string contain 525.5. This is a point. Okay, so this is a decimal point. I am storing that into the string price string. And then I am doing double.parse double. And then I am passing it the string, which is in this case, this one. So simply I'm passing 525.5 with a double quotation here like that. And then I am parsing it. Do you know what this line does?
The line you just underlined.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's basically just converting the it's converting the price string to double, basically. It's
Okay.
converting, yeah.
Excellent understanding. So I'm converting this to a double, not a string.
Yeah.
And then what I'm doing here?
You're basically assigning a certain value to the double.
So when I want to make a discount to the price,
Oh, wait, you're multiplying, you're like multiplying it by 0.9, basically like marking it down, giving
yes,
it like a
exactly.
10,
Excellent. 10%
like
discount.
10% discount, yeah.
Excellent. And then I'm saving the discount. I mean, the discounted price, I'm saving it to another double variable. And here I'm printing the double variable. So I just wanted to understand. Do you understand this concept?
Yeah, I understand it. It just took me a while to kind of like figure out the code.
You mean now or before?
No, before, like I understand it now. I just had to look over it properly to kind
Okay,
of,
that's good.
yeah.
So I still want to give you something new today. So I will let you write code, but let me give you something new first, and then we can write codes. So, okay, there is a rules that we use for naming variable names. So this is correct variable names. So I just want you to know, because variable names is very important. It helps you understand how the code is running, or what the code actually is doing. So you notice here, always we start with the lowercase letter, and then if we have a second word that we are using together, so student and name, and we put the second word in capital or a capital letter. So that same goes with total marks. Here is small, here is capital, and that is both acceptable. And even if you start your variable name with an underscore, is also acceptable. So what is not acceptable? That you are not able to use a space in between variables. You are not able to give a name that starts with a number. That is not possible for a variable name. Okay. You are not able to use keywords that is reserved to be used for Java. So class is a Java keyboard. Okay. What else? Main also, it's risky to use it. I never saw a Java code that contain main as a variable name. I mean, so this is part of the reserved keywords. Okay, what about string, capital? You are not able to use it. Integer,
it has to be in
capital.
lowercase.
Yes. So all these keywords we should try to avoid, because this is Java keywords. So we try to use, so you are able to use, for example, int. Okay, so you can say int age. So you have to combine it with something, either with no space or underscore in between, to make it separate, to make it distinct, or from the Java reserved keywords. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So, okay, now let us go to some important topic here. If I divide, we call first that concept is called integer division.
Okay.
This division, when I divide 5 by 2, it gives me 2. You have
Yeah.
any idea why?
Um, because it's supposed to kind of give you how many times two goes into five without giving you a remainder. The remainders for like the percentage, like the percentage symbol works with remainders, but the dash just gives you how many times two goes into five.
Let me put it in another way. I think, yeah. So yes, okay, it's acceptable what you said, but to give it more accurate explanation, we would say that if we're dividing an integer by an integer, the result would be only an integer. It will not be a real number or a
Oh,
decimal number or a double. It won't be. So
oh, that makes sense.
actually, this should produce 2.5. But because both of them are integer, so we treat that as
It shouldn't
something
produce
called
a
integer
double.
division. Integer
Yeah.
division will get rid of the decimal point and only show me the integer part. Okay,
Oh,
what if we divide 5.0, which is double, by 2? So that will produce 2.5. Why?
because
Because
that's a
this
double.
double. Yes. So he will not do integer division because of he considered this as a double. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if we would like to, I will, yeah, let me say this first, and then maybe you can try to test later.
Okay.
Okay. So 5 modulus 2, so that will not give me the result of the division, rather than it will give me the remainder of the division. So
Yeah.
if I divide 5 by 2, it will give me 2 and a remainder.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the number? I mean, if I multiply, if I come here and take 2 multiplied by 2, if I multiply this, and it will give me 4.
Yeah.
If I want to know the remainder, so it is actually 5 minus 4, which
Yeah.
give me 1.
Yes.
So that's why when you say 5 modulus 2, you will see that the remainder is actually 1. So
Yeah.
what about, um, let me see. Are you able to put this and this? Oh, never mind. I think you don't need to do that. I think I have an example here that is ready for you. So I think not bad if you try to write this example. So let us try to go through it first, and then I'll let you write it. So we
Okay.
defining two integers, a and b. Here we
Yeah.
assign 7, here we assign 2, and then we make an integer division. So that is exactly what we described just now. So we
Yeah.
divided 7 by 2, and then we make another type of division. We call it a normal division. And here I'm doing what? I'm converting the A to double. So did
Yeah.
we talk about, do you know, I mean, did you ever see this kind of thing before?
No,
Really?
not at school.
Okay, but okay, so let me try to confirm again. Where did you stop at your school? Because I see that is part of casting is part of the syllabus, or you didn't take it yet. Did you finish at chapter 3, or you still at chapter 2, or learning unit 2?
Um, we're still on unit two.
Okay, but you didn't finish it. Did you approach it? Did you approach the end?
No, we didn't. We didn't. Not with my teacher. We didn't finish it. But
Okay.
but I think it would be good to look at it.
Okay, okay, no problem. So what I want to say that we call that casting. So if A is equal 7, and then you open a bracket like what we are doing here, so he will convert this to this new data type. So the
Double.
new data type is double. So 7, how can we convert a 7 to double? Quite
Just
simple.
add a point zero.
Exactly, exactly. So when I divide it now by 2, it will give me a decimal point.
3,5.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I would rather than I mean your understanding now is clear, but if you don't
Yeah.
write it, it will not be perfect. So please try to write these lines. You can use that name, and of
Yeah.
course you don't forget to create a file name with the exact name here, so that
Yeah.
we don't run into errors.
Okay.
How is it?
Oh, almost done. I'm on the last line. I have an error.
Okay. You start to share.
Okay. Oh, wait, I see what I did wrong.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Run then.
Let me. Okay, there's an error here. I think maybe might
Um,
also be here.
Text typically does not really have a problem, but I would rather make sure that this variable and this is actually identical. Sometimes just
Oh, I
yeah,
see what I did there. Okay.
they're still not identical, unfortunately. You try to copy what you write here and put it there.
Um,
Confused?
yeah, a bit.
Okay. So when he see that this variable name is different from this variable name, he considered that this is not defined because you define it here without, you see here, after the V, here you have an I. After the V, you have an I.
Oh,
But here you don't.
yeah.
Okay. So little errors will, yeah.
It's
Okay.
still, wait, let
Yes.
me,
Yeah. Okay. So the S here need to be capital. Also, the S here need to be capital.
oh, okay.
So excellent. You managed to run it finally. That's excellent. So you see here,
Yeah,
we're getting 3 and 3.5.
yeah,
Okay. That's good. Do you understand why? I think clear, right?
yeah, it's pretty clear.
Okay. Let me continue. So you stop
Yeah.
sharing.
Uh,
Okay. So I think you can see we have also A and B, and A is equal 17 and B equal 5. And then this is just typical integer division that will divide 17 by 5 and provide the result here, right? And it will remove every decimal point from this, right? Do you understand why?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we here is going to divide 17 by 5 and actually get the remainder of that. So any idea what could be the remainder for this?
The remainder would be 2.
Excellent. Yes, excellent. So I would say uh, just can you write this and this line and no need to write this. So in this, I mean, because you already have, even if you write it on the same file that you have, in the same file
Yeah.
that you're using at the moment, you have A and B, right?
Mm-hmm.
you define already a variable and b variable. So you don't need to even write this. Just, I would like you to only write this. Write this line.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's
You're
see.
facing a problem?
Yeah, there's an error when I try run the code.
No problem. Just share with me.
Okay. I think it might be.
So we need to look at what is the error here. He's expecting
Oh,
yeah, yes, here, yeah. Okay.
there we go.
So okay, so 7 and 2, is it true that it give us 1 as a remainder? Is it correct?
No,
Why?
nah.
Okay, so if you divide 7 by 2, it give you what?
Actually, yeah, it does. It does. It does.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it is 7 minus 6, and
it gives you one.
yeah, it give you 1. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So actually, there is one secret that I would like to tell you, and this is very common, especially in exams, very common in all the syllabuses, not only in
Mhm.
yours. So they use the modulus to know if the number here is actually even or odd. So it means that I can, based on the test here, if I test this and this, the result give me 0, I will be confident to tell you that this number is
Even.
even.
Yeah.
And if it is 1, it's odd. So,
Yeah.
okay, did you hear that before? Or this is the first time you...
No, first time.
Okay, that is, I salute your understanding here. So, okay, that's good. Let me continue then.
Okay. Um,
Yes, can you see my screen?
yeah.
So this is what I would wanted you to know, that if we want to know the number is even or odd, then we use modulus 2 to know that. And it is very easy that if you would like to know if this is even or not, so you are able to write. So instead of this, you can write num modulus 2 equal 0. If you write it like that, this will produce true or false. Do you know why? Did you ever
Um,
put this kind of thing inside the print statement?
no.
So, okay, now I would like you to write. So at the moment you have A and B, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the last thing that we're going to do today is that just put the A and the B here and put a print statement that print A modulus B is equal 0, like that. And see
Okay.
what is going to be printed out.
Okay. Um,
Mhm.
should I share?
Yes, please.
Okay. So it runs, and then this
Well,
is the output it
yes,
gives.
yes, but okay. So if you want this, what the way you put it here, it will print only a string which is like this. But we would like not to share the screen. I mean, this is printed as it is. It's not executed. He doesn't treat that as an arithmetic operation that he need to do. So I would say, come here, say plus, and then put this A modulus B equal 0 without double quotation. So
Okay.
say plus,
Uh, yes. And is that good?
it is good. It is missing a brackets, but you can run. I think you can just run.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It will complain. So just put please double quotation. No, sorry, not double quotation. I apologize. Brackets before it and after, like this.
Yeah.
Okay, let me remove my marking. Okay, here. Okay, so now it comes out as false. Do you know why this produced false?
Yes.
You really know why?
Because A modulus B produces one, not zero.
Okay, that's good. So I would say if this is clear, we end our class today and we continue next class. Thanks a
Okay.
lot. Yeah, I
Thank
appreciate your
you.
time. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.